pleasure and glamour for our very beautiful candidates. Another round of applause.
Tara, palakpakan naman dyan!
So while we do love our swimsuit competition and beauty is a big factor in this pageant, of course, we also know how to speak. We need to make sure these girls are articulate, and that's exactly why we will begin with our preliminary interview. JB, why don't you start?
Okay, so now let's start our preliminary interviews with number 1. Hello, kumusta ka tonight?
Okay lang po ako. Medyo kinakabahan po. Pero kaya.
Okay. I will read the question twice. What social issue do you think will have a greatest impact on your generation? Again, what social issue do you think will have a greatest impact on your generation?
Considering the social and economic problems the youth are facing today, like teenage pregnancy, illegal drugs, I think the greatest problem that our generation faces is that the lack of education. And as a teacher by profession, I am molding my students to embody good values and strong moral fiber in order for them to become more responsible, disciplined, well-charactered individual, and they should embody good values and strong moral fiber. That would be all. Thank you.
Wow! Talaga naman, teacher nga talaga.
All right, we move on to Mutya. Number 2, Mutya, you may pick your question. Your question is, HIV/AIDS cases continue to increase in South Cotabato. Should you have a family member living with HIV/AIDS, what will you do to help him or her? Once again, HIV/AIDS cases continue to increase in South Cotabato. Should you have a family member living with HIV/AIDS, what will you do to help him or her?
HIV/AIDS has been a rampant issue, especially here in South Cotabato, where we have increasing percentage of victims of HIV/AIDS. And if I have a family member who has been infected with HIV/AIDS, I would advise to her or him that this is not the end. This is only the beginning. Because our life is our own fight, and we are responsible of drawing which way to go if we give up or we pursue. Because as long as we still breathe, we can still continue and pursue our dreams. Thank you, and maayong gabi, South Cotabato.
Once again, Mutya number 2, thank you very much.
Okay, up next, ready na si number 3. Okay, I will read the question twice. What mental health disorders begins to manifest on a friend? How would you respond or react? When a mental health disorder begins to manifest on a friend, how would you respond or react?
We cannot deny the fact that mental disorder is very rampant in our society right now. If I have someone who I know have a mental disorder, we should let the people or our family and our friends let us give them the attention and love, so that we should always remember that mental disorders do not have faces. What we need right now is not just psychological intervention, but our loving care and attention to one another. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, number 3.
At this point, we move on to Mutya number 4. Take your pick. Your question is, Statista.com revealed that Facebook is still the most popular social media platform in the world. As a Facebook user, what is one thing you would like people to learn from your Facebook profile? Once again, Statista.com revealed that Facebook is still the most popular social media platform in the world. As a Facebook user, what is one thing you would like people to learn from your Facebook profile?
Thank you for the wonderful question. One thing that I would like people to learn from my Facebook profile is that we should use it as an avenue to spread positivity, and we should filter negativity, because, ladies and gentlemen, social media has a powerful impact in today's society, and let's use it to its advantage, because I believe being in social media, it is not just being on it, but being effective on it. And I would like to challenge everyone here watching that we should be mindful of what we are posting online, because it speaks the volume of who you are. That will be all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, candidate.
All right, up next is candidate number 5. Choose your question. Your question is, they say that learning begins at home. Should children commit mistakes? Would be appropriate to blame their parents? Why or why not? Again, they say that learning begins at home. Should children commit mistakes? Would it be appropriate to blame their parents? Why or why not?
It is inappropriate to blame their parents. Why? Because we are children. We are prone to mistakes. And our parents are always there to guide us, to correct us, and to always believe in us, that whenever we stumble, we can always stand up. And it is not the end when we commit mistakes, because it is where we learn. Good evening once again.
Wow, very confident na confident.
Moving on, we take on Mutya number 6. Mutya, take your pick. All right, here is your question. Scattered rain showers and thunderstorms apparently cause flooding and landslides in South Cotabato. What have you done, or what are you doing now to mitigate the risks of disasters in the province? Once again, scattered rain showers and thunderstorms apparently cause floodings and landslides within South Cotabato. What have you done, or what are you doing now to mitigate the risks of disasters in the province?
Thank you, ma'am. Disasters are inevitable. As a youth, what I am doing right now is simple acts to save our planet. One is to simply conserve water by turning it off when it is not in use, or we are brushing our teeth or watering the plants with used water. With this, we can truly make a big impact, and I'd like to challenge everyone that let us become an environmentalist. Let us become an earth warrior. Thank you.
All right, we are all environmentalists. We are all warriors. Congratulations.
All right, up next is number 7. Inquirer Lifestyle reported that 93% of Filipino women don't like the way they look. Most often, they are insecure of their bodies, their face, hair, skin, and even their social status. As a South Cotabena, how do you silence your insecurities? Inquirer Lifestyle reported that 93% of Filipino women don't like the way they look. Most often, they are insecure of their bodies, their face, hair, skin, and even with their social status. As a South Cotabena, how do you silence your insecurities?
I believe that we are born with a standard of beauty, and always bear in our mind that we are all born equal, regardless of our color, culture, gender orientation, or even status in life. That is why let us embrace and accept the fact that we are all beautiful, confidently beautiful with a heart and a brain. Thank you.
Thank you to candidate number 7.
Next up, we have candidate number 8. Candidate number 8, here is your question. Is it right for parents to demand support from their children in exchange for raising them? Why or why not? Once again, is it right for parents to demand support from their children in exchange for raising them? Why or why not?
It is right for parents to demand support from their children in exchange of raising them. Why or why not? For me, my parents is very supportive, and I always thought to myself that in behalf of raising me, my parents giving me and support, and I deserve for that. That could be all. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate number 8.
All right. Candidate number 9. Your question is, being considered as an ambassadress of goodwill, should a Mutya ng South Cotabato be allowed to drink liquor in public during her reign? Why or why not? Again, being considered as an ambassadress of goodwill, should a Mutya ng South Cotabato be allowed to drink liquors in public during her reign? Why or why not?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As a criminology graduate, we are taught as what is the proper etiquette of a woman. If I were to ask between if I, as an ambassadress of goodwill of Mutya ng South Cotabato, of course, I would suggest not. Why? Because we are standing here in front of everyone because we are an example of a good role model on how are we going to inspire the people in front of us. As simple as that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, number 9.
All right, now we have candidate number 10. Candidate, you may select your question. Your question is, drug abuse continues to be one of the province's most serious problems. What do you think are the best ways to handle this issue? Once again, drug abuse is considered to be one of the province's most serious problems. What do you think are the best ways to handle this issue?
Drug abuse is one of the rampant issues in our society today. I think the best solution to cure this issue is education, because I have always been a great believer of a great impact of education, most especially to the youth. Because if we get to educate the youth, then we can truly live up to Dr. Jose Rizal's greatest principle, that truly the youth is the hope of our nation. Thank you.
All right, well, may pa-quote pa. Congratulations, candidate number 10.
All right, candidate number 11. Technology has unleashed a platform that allowed negative comments and destructive forces through cyberbullying. What do you think should be done to address these effects? Again, technology has unleashed a platform that allowed negative comments and destructive forces through cyberbullying. What do you think should be done to address these effects?
You know, the negative consequences that we face using technology is nothing but just our works. So what we can do to better address this problem is, of course, discipline ourselves. Having the eyes that seeks right through the very essence of the problem, I believe, is the best way to solve it. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Moving on, we proceed to candidate number 12. Candidate, you may select your question. Your question is, should you become a mother someday? What do you think are the values that you want your children to uphold? Once again, should you become a mother someday? What do you think are the values that you would want your children to uphold?
If I would be a mother someday, one of the values that I want my children to uphold is the value of respect. Because no matter how small the person is, no matter how big he is, or no matter what skin color he has or weight he has, he needs to be respected. Because we are all people. You need to look at yourself first before you judge anyone. Because as a health advocate, the best vaccine to remedy these issues, especially being respectful, is the value of respect. Thank you.
Congratulations, candidate number 12.
All right, candidate number 13, choose your question. In the era where millennials focus their attentions on cell phones and other gadgets of technology, do you believe that courtship is still an effective way of starting a romantic relationship? Again, in an era where millennials focus their attentions on cell phones and other gadgets of technology, do you believe that courtship is still an effective way of starting a romantic relationship?
As a millennial, we are born in the era wherein we have this advancement of technologies. And for me, I see nothing wrong with the courtship, with using social media, because social media is a way of communicating people. It is the easier way of communicating people. And for me, social media can be used into a great platform for us that we will gonna be that we always remember that if they will gonna see the real effort of a man, and you will gonna real see the effort of man in person, but still it varies on how you really lead to the person itself. Thank you.
Maraming salamat, number 13.
And second to the last, we have candidate number 14. Candidate, select your question. All right, so for your question, if you could write an article or a headline about South Cotabato, what would it be and why? Once again, if you could write an article or a headline about South Cotabato, what would it be and why?
If I could write a headline about South Cotabato, it would be South Cotabato, united despite its diversity. Just like the three colors of our Tinala cloth, the red, the black, and the white, we are also composed of our tribe people, the Lumas, the Muslims, and the Christians. We may have different beliefs, customs, and traditions, but we always strive to do our best so that we can weave a beautiful Tinalak masterpiece of love and acceptance in the end. Thank you.
All right. Representing the pride of the Tinalak Festival, congratulations, candidate number 14.
All right, our last candidate. Your question is, what would you say to people who are afraid of visiting our province due to peace and order concerns? Again, what would you say to people who are afraid of visiting our province due to peace and order concerns?
We all know that South Cotabato is known for its abundant culture, tradition, and tourist destination. What would advise to the people is never be afraid, because we are living in a harmonious place to live in, and that would truly deserve the hashtag Our Home Now Your Destination. Thank you, and good evening, South Cotabato.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our preliminary interview. Now that we have heard from our beautiful candidates, it's time to see how our highly esteemed board of judges will be ranking and grading them.